welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first room makeover of the new house. I'm so excited to show you guys. We've done a couple so far, but obviously it takes time to put things together, money and time, so we kind of have to wait on some things before a lot of the rooms can be done because, I mean, we have expensive taste and we can't always afford things right away, so we do have to save up for some things. But the first room makeover that I'm going to show you guys is our living room. It's super simple. All we really did was paint and a few changes here and there. So it was fairly inexpensive. We mostly had everything before we moved in that we wanted to use in the house. So it turned out really great, and it's a huge transformation from what it looked like before. So I'll show you guys a video of, like, I think I have a video of me walking through before, like when we're cleaning the house before we actually moved in, and then we will get into the room makeover videos. So I'm super excited to show you guys, and if you have not already, please subscribe and press the bell button to let yourselves know when I have a new video coming up. I think the next video, I guess, room makeover video will be the bathroom, and that's probably the biggest transformation of all the rooms, because we basically gutted the bathroom. So I'm super excited to show you guys that, but that will be later on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Alright, I wanted to show you guys the living room because this is the next on our list. This is what we have so far. A few changes are going to happen. I did do my gallery wall. Obviously, I have to replace some of the photos in that, so that will change. And then this is also, in this corner there was a fireplace and we had it taken out, so we have extra flooring to put down on that. So that will be done hopefully this weekend. This is where the TV is, which will change. And I'll actually put a rendering that I did for the living room on the screen so you guys can see what the dream is. But yeah, this is the living room so far. And I just got this in. It's a TV console for under the TV. This one's just way too small for the wall. So I got a longer one, kind of the same color. So hopefully that will look nice, but I'm going to put that together now, and I will show you guys when I'm done. And yes, I got it in by myself. It's heavy. This thing is taller than me, and I'm 5'3". I mean, I'm not that tall, but this box is taller than I am, so very heavy. And we will see how the assembly will go. Okay, so today I am painting the wall where the TV is. We've hung the wall, so I'm just going to paint around the bracket. And you're not going to see it anyway, so it's totally fine. But this is the color palette for this room. A very warm brown, greenish tones. This top one, Urbane Bronze, is what's going on this wall back here. All the other walls are a white color by Bear. I'll have to double check, and I'll put that down on the screen, what color that is. But this will be the back wall, Urbane Bronze. And then I think this might be a wall in another room. I don't want to do this one again, but maybe this one. But Urbane Bronze will be this back wall. And I wanted an accent wall, because if you walk in here now, it's really, to me, bare, since I'm a maximalist. So I am going to take the outlet down there off. I'm going to leave, I don't know if you can see this one here on, because it's not an outlet or anything, it's just a cover on it. So I'm just going to paint that the same color as the wall so that it blends in. But the outlet down here you won't be able to see anyway, because this table will cover it. So take that off, and then I'm going to paint. Okay, this is the final product. It looks so good. I did have to do 2 coats. I only got 1 quart, and thank God it it lasted through the whole wall. But this is the final product. Next, I'm going to be adding a shelf up top above the TV, and that will almost finish it off. We will see. But it looks so good. This color is just amazing. I did this color in a satin instead of a eggshell. So the rest of the walls are eggshell. This is satin. It looks so good. Hopefully tomorrow we will finish it. Okay, so I have this board here for my shelf for the wall that I just painted in the living room. It is 8 feet long, and it's about 7 inches in width. It's about a 1-inch thickness. You can do bigger or smaller if you wanted to, but I decided to do this. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is, but I got one of, I guess, the mid-grade wood. But now I am going to stain it. I got this Provincial stain. You can see it's a very pretty wood stain. Before I stained it, I went ahead and sanded all the edges to round them off a little bit so that they didn't splinter. So now I am going to sand. I always use a reusable glove and rags to sand.
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all. Well, why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
Here's the first coat. I might do another coat, but it gives it a nice warm tone, wood tone. I'm gonna let it dry. I think you're supposed to let it dry for a couple hours, and then put another coat on afterwards, and then I will do the other side. When I went to go put the brackets on, I measured about 8 inches from each end, and then I measured between those two markings to find the middle of the board. I do recommend doing 3 brackets because you don't want your board to bow in the middle if you add something heavy. I also did tape to mark where my holes are because I didn't think I would be able to see my marks if I just marked on the actual board. So I do recommend doing tape, and I drilled through the tape as well and then just removed it after I drilled the holes.
No going back, there's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying highs.
Before you start screwing your screws into the wood, I suggest doing a pilot hole. So I used a small drill bit about the size, a little smaller than the screw I was using, and drilled a little hole. Make sure you don't go all the way through the wood. It's a little hole to get my screw started once I do screw the brackets on there, and this will help from splitting the wood and any damage that might happen to the wood.
Living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying highs.
Once you screw your pilot holes, go ahead and remove that tape because now you'll be able to see where the holes are once you put your brackets on. You want to find a screw that is about half the width of the board. You don't want the screw to go all the way through, so make sure it's smaller than what you would think it would be. And then you just put your brackets down, find your holes, and you just screw your screws right into those pilot holes, and you should be good to go.
There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs.
This was obviously my favorite part of the whole transformation because this was actually the last thing that really needed to be done to this wall, and we actually got to hang it and I could decorate it, so I was so excited to do this. I did measure the wall and find the center of the wall before we hung this, and then we used a level and a pencil to mark where our holes would go. I also want to point out that we use pretty heavy-duty wall anchors for the screws to go in, just so we knew that this shelf would stay. Like I said before, I was planning on putting heavier things on this shelf because I'm always changing my decor, so I wanted to have that option to hang the heavier objects. So highly recommend using wall anchors. Of course, if you hit a stud, you normally don't have to use wall anchors, but they still make anchors for studs as well. That's totally up to you, but if you're just doing drywall, I would definitely use wall anchors to hang anything of weight. not recording myself hanging my gallery wall because I thought it was pretty straightforward, but if you're not sure on how to start, I always get a bunch of different size picture frames. I measure out the wall that I'm going to put it on, I tape it out on the floor, and then I place the picture frames on the floor like where I would want them to be on the wall. Obviously it's not going to be exact, but you kind of get the idea of the pattern that you want to be on your wall, so that's what I did for this. In this video I am changing the pictures because obviously some of the pictures are sideways, some of them don't fit in the frame, so I am changing out the pictures. There's still two that don't exactly fit. I'm going to have to change eventually or get super picky when it comes to picking out the art for my walls, so I always like to stay pretty inexpensive except for if I find something I love. So I always use Etsy, use their downloadable printable prints. You just go to your, I guess, your local printer. I just use Staples and get my prints printed in the sizes I need and want, and it's the most budget-friendly way to do art, especially if you're like me and you're always changing your decor in your house. The one thing that I knew I wanted to put on this shelf was my plants, so the one that's really like long, so I decided to put that up first. I got these little command hooks to put under the shelf because the really long vines I wanted to string in between the TV and the shelf just to kind of fill that negative space a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. I ended up using 3 of the clear command hooks under there, and you can't really see them at all with the greenery, so it ended up turning out really nice. You have probably heard me say this before, but I'm super indecisive when it comes to decorating my own home. When I decorate other people's homes, it's the easiest thing, but when it comes to my house, I think it's that I like so many things and I know that I can't have all the things. So it's difficult for me to pinpoint exactly what I want when it comes to decorating. So the stuff that I picked to put on this shelf is obviously temporary because I'm always changing my decor, but I think it turned out really nicely. It's a good mixture of the black and whites and a pop of color with the greenery, and I really like the way it turned out. final living room design. There's a few things that still need to be done, like the flooring that's missing from where the fireplace was needs to be put down. We need to paint the ceilings. I would eventually like to get a chair in there just for extra seating and new pillows for the couch, but as of right now that is done. Of course, the decor will always change throughout the year because that is just who I am. I get tired and I want to try new things. The next video that is coming your way, I think, is more of an update video. I want to try to do videos where I update you guys, I guess, weekly or every other week, just because it's easier. That room design, it took probably 2 months to like completely finish. One, because I'm really picky and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Two, because there's so many other projects going on. I didn't just focus on that room. There's other things going on. And three, some of the projects take more money than others and we have to save up for those projects. So I think a video of like updates every so often would be easier than compiling a bunch of recordings throughout however many months and putting them together, because it does take a while. So I think I'm gonna do those videos, but the next room makeover video will be the bathroom, only because that was like the first thing we did when we moved in, and again, it's still not done. There's still a few finishing touches that need to be done, so that's why this one's going up first. But that will be the next one, and then look out for either a weekly or every other week video of updates. Also, subscribe down below so you can keep up with what I have going on around the house. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.